Philadelphia chance over the last 2 weeks to secure that NFC East division title. They don't do it. They lose them both. Are you starting to worry about them?
I am. They're coming in, potentially going to lose this one to the Giants, even though the Giants aren't really fighting for much. But if Jalen Hurts doesn't play again, now do you lose that game, or do you play Jalen Hurts and risk him getting injured again? And if he doesn't play and they get the first round bye still, now he's not going to have played for over a month. And so does he go into that first playoff game rusty? There's just a lot of red flags. They lose Lane Johnson, the best right tackle in football. He's saying he hopefully can be back for the playoffs. They've lost a few other guys, and their secondary has just begun to leak more and more. There's a lot of red flags here. And once again, their head coach and their quarterback are still very inexperienced in the playoffs and very young duo. So I am worried about this team. They could very well lose to whoever they play, the Bucs or the Cowboys, most likely in that first round matchup. It would not surprise me one bit.
Yeah, well, that's a great summary. I like everything you said. That was kind of where I was going too. And I thought the offense would be stronger with Minshew, but he, 5 turnovers in the last 2 games, and they lose to New Orleans. I mean, I'd surprised that Minshew did as bad as he did. I thought he would come through and be a more solid replacement, but he has not done it.
Yeah, I agree. I was a little surprised. He was able to move the ball pretty well on the Cowboys. He just had some turnovers, or else they probably would have won that game. And
Pick 6 in the fourth quarter, man. You can't do that.
Yeah, so, coming into this game versus New Orleans, I was expecting a pretty easy victory here. They just couldn't put points on the board, couldn't move the ball. I think in the first quarter, they had a total of like 13 yards, their lowest scoring quarter of the season. He just couldn't move the ball. So maybe this is on Minshew. I think they're missing Hurts' dynamic run ability now. And so that's really hurting them. But again, if Hurts comes in this playoff game or in this game this week versus the Giants, you can't run the guy either, because you don't want to risk him hurting that shoulder even more. So then he limits himself and becomes a pocket passer. And then is he just a glorified Gardner Minshew? I don't know. There's a lot of questions. And the last thing you want going into the playoffs is questions. And that's why, yes, I am worried about him facing someone like the Cowboys, who are on somewhat of a hot streak, facing the Bucs, who's all of a sudden look like the 2020 Bucs. Those are 2 teams coming in hot, and the Eagles are going the opposite direction.
Philadelphia didn't gain a first down until 12 seconds remained in the second quarter. That's crazy. And their defense is not playing like they did at the beginning of the year either. That defense is dropping the ball. They're giving up a lot of yardage compared to what they were doing at the beginning of the year. A loss, and they could fall as far as the 5th seed. Do you know that?
That's crazy.
Where they would have to go, like you said, to Tampa and play Brady at his house. Yeah. What a swing that would be. But everything's out in front of them. A win Sunday against the Giants. They clinched that NFC East. That's all they do. The word is the Giants are going to rest their starters, or at least rest a lot of them. The Giants already got locked up in that 6th seed. So if the Eagles, come on, Eagles, you don't want to fall to the 5 seed. You just win this game, and everything will be okay, at least for the time being. But Team Money's right. Without Jalen Hurts healthy, this team's not going to make it very far.
Totally agree, man.